Every day, one twin kissed his brother's head and the crying stopped instantly. The parents thought it was just twin magic. But when the mother finally demanded answers, doctors revealed a shocking truth. The kisses weren't just affection. They were saving his brother from hidden pain. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments what time is it and where are you watching from. Let's start. The first time Angela noticed it, she thought it was adorable. Her twins, Eli and Ezra, not even a year old, sat on the floor with their scattered blocks. Ezra, dressed in a dark navy romper, suddenly stopped playing and began to cry, clutching his head as though something hurt. His cries rose higher, echoing across the room. Without hesitation, Eli, wearing a white sleeveless shirt and gray pants, crawled over. He didn't grab a toy or pat Ezra's arm. He reached directly for his brother's head, cupped it with both hands, and pressed his lips gently against the crown. The crying stopped just like that. Angela froze, her heart skipping. "Did you see that?" she asked Marcus, who sat on the couch scrolling through emails. He barely looked up. "Yeah, cute twin magic, they've got their own language." But Angela wasn't smiling. Eli hadn't just calmed his brother. He had done it deliberately, like he knew exactly where Ezra's pain lived. The next day, it happened again. Ezra crawled, wed, and suddenly pressed his head to the floor, crying louder, his little fists banging down. Angela moved to pick him up, but Eli beat her to it. The boy crawled quickly across the rug, cupped Ezra's head again, and kissed the same spot. Ezra's cries broke into soft hiccups, then silence. Angela whispered to herself, "This isn't random." By the end of the week, it was a pattern she couldn't ignore. Morning, afternoon, evening, Ezra cried, clutching or lowering his head. And Eli came, kissed him, and the pain seemed to vanish. Finally, Angela confronted Marcus. "Something's not right. Eli keeps kissing Ezra's head every time he cries, not anywhere else, always the head. It's like he's fixing something." Marcus chuckled, snapping his laptop shut. "Angie, come on, they're Bobby's. You're reading too much into it. He's just copying you. You kiss them when they cry, so he does it too." Angela shook her head. "No, Marcus, you don't understand. This isn't playful. Eli looks serious every single time. He doesn't laugh, doesn't smile. He holds Ezra's head like it matters." Marcus sighed, walked over, and kissed her cheek. "You're tired. You've been running on no sleep. Bobby's cry, twins are closer. Don't invent problems." But that night, Angela sat awake, replaying it over and over. Ezra's cries weren't ordinary. They had a sharpness, almost a pain behind them, especially when he touched his own head. And Eli's reaction wasn't random affection. It was urgent, precise. The next morning, she decided to test it. She set both boys on the rug and stayed back. Within minutes, Ezra whimpered, pressing his little forehead to the floor, crying as if something throbbed inside. Angela's breath caught. Eli immediately crawled across, gripped Ezra's head gently but firmly, and pressed his lips to the crown. Ezra gasped once, then his cries melted away. Angela's heart pounded. Why does it work? What is he doing that I can't? She scooped Ezra up, scanning his face. His eyes watered, his breathing uneven but not labored. She whispered, "What's wrong with your head, baby?" Eli crawled closer, reaching out with both hands as if demanding her to hand his brother back. Angela blinked, unsettled. "What do you know, Eli? How do you know exactly where he hurts?" That evening, she tried again with Marcus. It's not cute anymore. Ezra doesn't just cry, he clutches his head. And Eli is the only one who can calm him. How do you explain that? Marcus rubbed his temples. "You're exhausting yourself. Babies mimic." He sees you touch Ezra's head, so he copies it. That's all. Angela snapped, her voice trembling. Then why does Ezra stop crying only when Eli kisses that one spot? Why does it never work when I try? Marcus shook his head. "You're seeing patterns because you're scared." They're fine, but Angela couldn't shake it. Each day the pattern repeated, and each day her fear grew sharper. Ezra's cries sounded pained, desperate. Eli's kisses grew more insistent, like he knew his brother's head was fragile in ways no one else could see. One afternoon, Ezra collapsed to the floor mid-cry, pressing his forehead down, fists pounding. Angela rushed forward, panic rising. But Eli was faster. He threw himself onto his brother, cupping his skull with surprising force for a baby. Lips pressed firmly to the crown. Ezra's cries broke into hiccups, then faded. Angela froze, whispering, "Oh my God, something's wrong with his head." Eli looked up, eyes wide and serious, as if to tell her, "I know, that's why I'm here." Angela gathered them both, tears streaking in her cheeks. She kissed Ezra, then Eli. Her voice cracked. "Something's happening. Something no one will believe until I prove it." That night, she tucked them in again. Eli reached over in the crib, resting his lips against Ezra's head. Instantly, Ezra quieted. Marcus entered, wrapping an arm around her. See, just twins being twins. Angela shook her head, voice trembling. No, Marcus, it's not normal. Tomorrow I'm calling the doctor. This time Marcus didn't argue. Her tone carried a fear he couldn't deny. Angela stood in the dark nursery, eyes burning with tears. What's happening to you, Ezra? And how does Eli already know? The next morning, Angela didn't wait. She strapped both twins into their stroller, jaw set with determination. Marcus trailed behind, still unconvinced. Angie, he muttered, you're overreacting. Bobby's cry, Bobby's comfort each other. You're turning a sweet moment into a crisis. Angela spun on him, eyes blazing. You didn't see what I saw. Ezra grabs his head when he cries. Not his stomach, not his chest, his head. And Eli doesn't touch his back or his hands. He goes straight for that spot every single time. Marcus ran a hand through his hair. So what are you saying? That Eli, an 11-month-old, knows something we don't. Angela's voice cracked. Yes, exactly that. At the pediatric clinic, she explained everything to Dr. Patel, her voice urgent, trembling. Ezra fussed in her lap, whining, pressing his head against her chest. Eli stretched across her arm, his small hands reaching insistently for his twins. Skull, Dr. Patel raised her eyebrows. Interesting. He always kisses his brother's head, you say? Same place. Always, Angela whispered. Right here on the crown, and Ezra stops crying every time. But when I try, nothing changes. Only Eli. Marcus sighed from the corner chair. Doctor, please, they're Bobby's. This is all coincidence. Angela's hands tightened around Ezra. Coincidence doesn't happen every single day, Marcus. She turned back to the doctor, voice breaking. Please check his head. Please. The doctor nodded slowly. We'll do some scans. The wait was agonizing. Angela rocked Ezra, whispering comfort he barely seemed to hear. Eli leaned over in her lap, determined, pressing his lips to his brother's crown again. Ezra hiccuped, then went quiet, eyes heavy. Angela's own eyes filled with tears. Hours later, Dr. Patel returned with the results. Her expression was calm but serious. Angela, Marcus, you were right to bring him. Angela's chest tightened. What is it? Dr. Patel sat down. Ezra has a small cranial issue. The bones in his skull haven't fused smoothly in one area. It causes pressure. Not dangerous if monitored, but painful, especially when he cries hard. He's been in discomfort, and that's why he clutches his head. Angela's mouth fell open. Her hands shook as she clutched Ezra tighter. Oh my God. Her eyes darted to Eli. That's why he knew. That's why he kissed him there. Dr. Patel nodded. Twins share a unique bond. Eli may have sensed his brother's distress in ways we can't explain. By pressing there, by focusing on the exact spot, he soothed him instinctively. Extraordinary, Angela covered her mouth, tears streaming. She looked at Eli, who sat calmly beside her, tiny hand resting on Ezra's head again, as though confirming what the doctor had said. Marcus leaned forward, stunned. I thought it was just cute, just kids being kids. His voice faltered. Angie, I didn't believe you. Angela turned on him, tears sharp with anger. You dismissed me, you dismissed him. But our baby was in pain, and the only person who helped him was his brother. Marcus swallowed hard. Guilt etched in his face. I'm sorry, I should have listened. Angela's sob broke through her words. She kissed both boys, holding them close. My baby, you've been saving your brother this whole time. She stroked Eli's hair, whispering, You knew before anyone else. Back at home that night, she placed both boys in their crib. Ezra whimpered once, pressing his tiny hand to his head. Before Angela could move, Eli crawled over, cupped his brother's skull with both hands, and pressed his lips gently against the crown. Ezra sighed, the tension leaving his body instantly. Marcus stood at the doorway, silent, eyes shining. He really does know. Angela nodded through her tears. It was never just a kiss. It was protection, a language only they share. The room fell quiet except for the soft breathing of the twins. Angela touched the crib rail, whispering, You saved him, Eli. You kept him safe until I understood. I'll never doubt it again. For the first time in weeks, the knot in her chest loosened. She finally knew the truth. What she thought was just twin affection was something far deeper. One son had been carrying the other through pain silently, faithfully every single day. And as Angela watched them drift into sleep, Ezra safe, Eli's hand still resting on his head, she realized she wasn't just looking at brothers. She was looking at guardians of each other, bound in a bond stronger than words. What do you think about the bond between these twins? Comment your thoughts below. Hit like if you believe their connection is real magic. And don't forget to subscribe for more emotional, true-to-life stories. Tell us where you're watching from.